All right, let's get to Friday feedback for the week. You can always email info@davidpakman.com if you have something to say. But you can also make a comment on YouTube or maybe on TikTok or send a Facebook message. It all might end up featured on the Friday feedback segment. Let's start with Irma Parham, who on YouTube said, with Trump dominating, David seems to be running out of talking points. This is one of those like, what are you talking about? I have no clue what you were talking about. We have a situation where anybody making any prediction about November, other than it'll probably come down to a few 100,000 votes in 2 to 5 states, it's not based in the data that we're seeing. I don't know what Trump is dominating. It's negative media headlines all the time, shakier and shakier polling as the economy remains pretty damn good at the end of the day. So I am certainly not in a position to say I'm confident Biden will win. And in fact, part of the reason I'm not confident Biden will win is in a sane country, Biden would be winning by 40 points. The fact that he is not, and the fact that Trump almost won in 2020 and Trump did win in 2016, we know this is not a sane country. This is a sick, sick country, which I describe in great detail in my forthcoming book, The Echo Machine. More information about that soon. So I don't know where Irma gets her confidence about Trump, but I think it is very, very much not based in fact. Now, here's someone who wants to make a mathematical case for Biden losing. DM Walker wrote on YouTube, Biden is in serious danger of losing. And if he loses, it will be because the blue no matter who crowd actively refused to do the job of citizens in a democracy by applying pressure to get him to stop doing S that alienates voters. His swing state polls are garbage. Considering who he is running against, he should be up by 30%. I agree. I swear to the putrid beating heart of this dying empire, if I could snap my fingers and swap all the goddamn liberals for half as many committed leftists, we could finally accomplish something for once in this country. And this individual points to a Real Clear Politics average that has Trump plus 1.1, a 5-way Real Clear Politics average that says Trump is plus 2.7, and a top battleground average that says Trump 3.6. So first of all, I wasn't able to find those numbers anywhere. And I don't even think these were the numbers a few days ago when this was written. Doesn't matter. The point here is, I can't imagine looking at the situation and saying that blue no matter who are the problem. When I look at the situation, it seems to me that when Biden is so obviously infinitely better than Trump, blue no matter who, first of all, barely even exists. I don't know who that is. It's certainly not me. If you look and you see tens of millions voted for Trump last time, there's probably a couple million people willing to throw a vote away on Jill Stein or Cornel West. There's a few million more willing to go RFK, even though they're so confused about is RFK on the left or on the right? Who won? What's his position? It's very difficult to look at the way the electorate is currently broken down and come away thinking that let's forget about blue no matter who, but those who recognize Biden's the best candidate and that's who I'm going to vote for. Like, that's where I am. There's no cultishness. There's no deification. I don't think Biden's perfect. I think he'd better be prepared for these damn debates or he risks a real problem. And I have ideas as to the way that the approach that he should take. I mean, but he's clearly the better candidate. And so I'll vote for him. I would not be looking at blue no matter who for the problem electorate right now. That's for sure. Okay. Jeff Wynn says Trump's rally in New Jersey yesterday had 100,000 people there. Sleepy Joe had a rally in Wisconsin and had 100 people. Bye-bye, Sleepy Joe. So first of all, Sleepy Joe, Trump sleeps every day in his criminal trial. How can anyone with a straight face call him Sleepy Joe at this point? Secondly, Trump's rally had like 15,000 people. Trump made up the number 100,000. These people fall for it. They don't even understand. A fully packed boardwalk would be 25,000 and it was half empty. The venue itself had a permit. It wasn't anywhere near 100,000. It just does. Facts don't matter to these people. But as I've said before, Biden is not primarily supported by cult members. So they don't really care about rallies. I've never been to a rally for anyone I've ever voted for, ever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I don't recognize that my support for whoever should be steadfast and critically clear. I don't have any signs. I don't have any bumper stickers. I don't have a boat on which I put a flag, but that doesn't really tell us anything. So I would take a different approach. Nick Weiner commented about the recent medical professionals, including Dr. Liz, who weighed in on what's going on with Trump cognitively, and said sarcastically, "Hey, unbiased, completely honest doctor, who are you voting for? I have this funny feeling it's not Donald Trump. So weird. Wonder why I feel this way. You're so unbiased and honest. Am I wrong? This just makes me want to vote for Trump more. The lies on top of lies on top of lies. Have an effing real unbiased doctor on, bro. Just once. It's so cringe." You know, the funny thing is, why is it assumed that if I brought on a doctor who said Trump has no cognitive issues and Biden has many, if I could find such a doctor, why would that be an unbiased doctor in the mind of Nick Weiner? Why? It's what you mean is bring on a doctor who agrees with you. And by the way, I must say, if you don't even like Trump, but you're going to vote for him because you don't like that a dementia doctor said something's wrong with Trump, that's a painfully stupid and blind reason to vote for Trump. Like you have bigger problems if a doctor's medical opinion is going to make you vote for a guy you don't even really want to vote for. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Skate Cloud says on the subreddit, are any of you finding yourself disagreeing with both extremes about Israel-Gaza? For example, I don't think ignoring Hamas is a good option, nor do I think bombing the place to oblivion like Israel is either. It seems like both the more left as well as the more right-wing side of things disagrees with this take. What influenced me to post this was on a pro-Israel Jewish rights page. The comments were slamming Biden for halting weapons shipments to Israel from concerns they will use it to bomb Rafah. Also seems Biden will be hated no matter what he does with this. What are your thoughts? For me, this issue is not about far left, right, or whatever. It really defies political spectrum. There are people ostensibly on the political right who support Israel for reasons that relate to, apocalyptic rapture stories of Christianity. There are those on the evangelical right, on the political right, who don't support Israel because they're blatant anti-Semites. You've got people on the left who see every story as a story of whichever population I believe to have darker skin must be the objectively oppressed one, and therefore I'm going to say that it's just like the struggle for LGBT rights or whatever. There's people on the left who don't care about this. I would not break it down in this way. What I would break it down to is there is so much ignorance on this story, and it allows for people to formulate completely alternate histories about what is happening in the region and what has happened in the region. I'm not even presenting my version here, right? I'm keeping myself out of it. You can find 100 different histories of what got us to where we are today in that situation. And it allows people to kind of pick your own adventure and tell themselves whatever they want. So there is disagreement that I have with lots of people on the issue, but I don't think it's as cleanly political left and political right. Okay, Shader says, what the hell is wrong with you people? Joe Biden has ruined the futures of millions of young people who are never going to achieve the American dream of owning a home and raising a family. As usual, Shader does something that many people do, which is they make wild claims like Biden has made it so no one will own a home or raise a family, gives us no evidence of how Biden did this at all, and doesn't want to engage any further. I will engage with this substantively if you tell me exactly what Biden has done to make it impossible for people to own homes and raise families. What has Biden done to make that a reality? You let me know, and I will deal with it. Thunder Cricket on Reddit says, could David or anyone else explain why it's important to vote for Biden if you're not voting in a swing state? Don't get me wrong. I'm very much against another Trump presidency. And while I certainly have my criticisms of Biden, since it's going to obviously be between these two men, I want Biden to get a second term. That being said, with how the Electoral College works, I don't see why those who agree with me but live in a decidedly blue or red state shouldn't vote third party if it better aligns with their values, or even abstain from voting. I hope David or his people will see this and respond. Well, let me explain it to you. It's a very good question. If you live in states that Biden, for example, will easily win, California, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, why vote for Biden? Why does it matter? Vote for someone else. So there's a couple different things to keep in mind. Number one, Republicans are going to claim fraud. And it is easier to claim fraud with a smaller popular vote margin. Imagine, hey, he barely won California, and you expect us to accept that Biden won Georgia? Now, ultimately, it's not going to be the deciding factor. But if what you're suggesting is, as long as Biden wins by one vote in every super blue state, if he gets the swing states, we don't have to worry. That is just handing yet another argument to the people who are going to create legal havoc by claiming that Joe Biden actually lost. Number two, political momentum. The more decisive your victory is in terms of the Electoral College and the popular vote, the more momentum you can claim to have, the stronger mandate you can claim to have, and hopefully the more that you are able to get done. Again, if this is an exercise in saying, let's reduce Biden's popular vote victory, as long as he wins electorally, who cares if the popular vote victory is really small? Okay, well, you're just taking away momentum and you're taking away the perception of a mandate that is probably there because Joe Biden likely will win the popular vote easily. The question is electoral. Number three, you can really screw up future election planning and strategy by creating artificially low margins in blue states. It can change the classification of states in future elections. It can cause the misdirection of resources. For me, my approach is really clear. Of the people that are running, vote for the person you think is the best candidate, considering if there is someone that represents an existential threat as well. For me, on all these bases, it's just, I think Biden's the best candidate, so I'll vote Biden. That's it. And playing these games where we go, every super blue state, vote for third party, and then they'll send this signal, but make sure Biden wins. And then we got to deal with them saying, well, where was the margin in California? It's not for me. It's not for me. Okay. Lastly, Hayden wrote in, and Hayden says to me, do you have any idea how much of an effing moron you are if you can't see that pedophile piece of S Biden is ruining this country? Stop with your BS on YouTube, drop the cognitive dissonance, pull your head out of your ass, and join us in reality, you insufferable dip S. I would love to engage with this, Hayden, if you can give me a couple of examples of what Joe Biden did that ruined the country. Let me know, and I will address your views head on. All right, remember that Monday, Memorial Day, we will have our one-day membership promo, biggest sale of the year for memberships on the new website. If you'd like to be notified, just get on my newsletter at davidpakman.com. And also remember that you get the bonus show every single day when you sign up for a membership. We'll see everybody on the bonus show, and then back here Tuesday. We're off on Monday for the holiday.